Hello everyone, welcome to the 200 drill class. We're going to start off with some common words. Ready? Argument, art, attack, attempt, attention, attraction, authority, back, balance, base, behavior, belief, birth, country, cover, crack, credit, crime, crush, cry, current, curve, damage, danger, daughter, day, family, father, fear, feeling, fiction, field, fight, fire, flame, flight, flower, fold, food, jelly, join, journey, judge, jump, kick, kiss, knowledge, land, language, laugh, low, lead. All right. I have some phrases that are actually short sentences. Okay, here we go. My new place, most of the animals, give it back, my last name, I know why. Mom says now, I need help, move over, through the line, kind of nice. Same time tomorrow, change your clothes, the following day, give it away. Show us around, the air is warm. Another old picture, where in the world, put it there, I'm an American. My home is large, right now, this must be it. Home sweet home, the men asked for help. You must be right, get to the point. Help me out, it's your place, read the book. Okay, and then these are common phrases that people often say, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean a phrase that you write on your machine. Ready? Whether he wants, whether I want, whether I wanted, whether or not he wanted, whether or not he wants, whether or not I want, whether or not I wanted, whether or not you want, whether or not you wanted, whether you want, whether you wanted, which he wanted, which he wants, which I want, which I wanted, which you want, which you wanted, who he wanted, who he wants, who I want, who I wanted, who want, who wanted, who wants, who you want, who you wanted, will want, would want, you wanted, he was, how was, I was, if he was, if I was, it was, she was, so he was, so I was, that he was, that I was, that was, there was, this was, we was, what he was, what I was, what was, when he was, when I was. And it actually says we was. And some people say that. So again, whatever you hear, you write, even if it's not grammatically correct. All right. I've got some names and addresses for you. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ms. Shirley Spiegel, Appleton Public Library, 225 North Oneida Street, Appleton, Wisconsin, 54911. Ms. Wendy Peterson, 4439 Mockingbird Lane, Toledo, Ohio, 43623. Trish Doherty, Road 3, Box 198, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, 15601. Vertical File Librarian, Penrose Public Library, P.O. Box 1579, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80901. Mr. John West, P.O. Box 501, Boston, Massachusetts, 02134. Pam L. Hebb, Route 1, Box 190, Merkinsville, Maryland, 20659. Kim R. Parrish, Route 1, Box 4B, Fork Union, Virginia, 23055. Ms. Betty Nye, 11359, Feather Star Lane, Houston, Texas, 77067. Mr. John M. Hahn, Foxhall, Room 225, Findlay College, Findlay, Nevada, 99105. Okay, I have some words that end with A-R-Y, airy. Okay, here we go. Ready? Library, literary, luminary, maxillary, mercenary, military, missionary, momentary, monetary, mortuary, necessary, obituary, ordinary, pecuniary, pituitary, planetary, preliminary, primary, probationary, proprietary, pulmonary, reactionary, revolutionary, sanctuary, sanitary, secondary, secretary, sedentary. And then we're moving on right into consonant compounds in sentences. These are initial consonants that start with SPR. Okay, ready? Here we go. Spread the word about spring. In the spring, a young man's fancy turns to sprockets and sprinklers. Sprig the lawn and use the sprinkler. Maybe the sprite will make it sprout. Spruce up in the springtime. Two sprinters sprinted to the spring. Springtime is sprightly. Spread the spray over the sprat. Try not to sprawl by the sprig. Sprains on springboards are spreading. Spruce up for spring and don't sprawl. Try to sprint to the spring corn. Sprites and sprats are spry. Spray and springs and sprats. Sprinklers are spread around. And I'm going to repeat the last sentence. Spray the springs and sprats. The sprinter had a spry and springy step. Spruce up the spruce in the spring. Jack Sprat sprang toward the springs on the springboard. Let us spray, said the sprite skunk. For his last spree, he sprayed springs and sprigs. All right. I have some typical objections for you. Okay. You're going to hear I object, which is IB. You already know, Your Honor. YURN, on the ground, OEG. Asked and answered is SKAND. Argumentative, ARGT. And here are your typical objections. Ready? Here we go. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question is ambiguous. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question is unintelligible. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question is compound. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question is too general. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question calls for a narrative answer. I object, Your Honor, on the ground that the question calls for a conclusion. Your Honor, I object on the ground that the question has been asked and answered. Your Honor, I object on the ground that the question is leading. Your Honor, I object on the ground that counsel is misquoting the witness. Your Honor, I object on the ground that the question is argumentative. Your Honor, I object on the ground that the question assumes facts not in evidence. Okay. I have a Q&A drill, and this focuses on contractions. So you're going to hear it's, and then you're going to hear it is. I am, I'm, weren't, were not, are not, aren't. So it's going to have each, a variable so that you have to think about what it is. And you have to think, about whether or not it's a contraction or not. Okay? I'm going to read this at 200. So this is focusing on contractions. And it's just Q&A. Ready? It is Mrs. Brown, isn't it? It is Miss Brown. Okay, I am sorry. No, I'm sorry. I did not make myself clear. I didn't realize that I signed that document in that way. Okay, very well. On the date in question, you weren't employed by the company, right? Right. You were not even listed as a former employee, right? I don't believe I was, but I can't be sure. You aren't aware of what they had listed in their office? Right. Further, you are not aware of whether or not they kept you on file for the future. Isn't that right? True. It is a poor question. It's okay. Now the document I am going to show you, I am sorry. Have you seen the document that I'm holding before? I can't see it. I am going to hand it to you. Have you seen it? For the record, she's looking at Exhibit 1. She is now handing it back to the attorney. Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, and then again, that focused on the contractions. I'm going to give you some briefs, and then I will give them to you in sentences, okay? So we've got evidently, which can be written EFL or yes, you want to write it as EFL. If you do EVL, that's when you get it, in higher speeds like you are, it's a harder, stretch there. So EFL, foundation, FOUNGS, interrogatories, TROG, TROG, lieutenant, L-long UNT, manipulate as MIP, MIP, manipulation, MIPGS, mechanic is MEK, MEC. Negotiate, You can write that as N-E, come back for G long O, S-H-T. Or you can do N long O, come back for Y long A-T, no yate. Either one works. Negotiation, N-E, come back for G long O, G-S. Or you can write that as N long O, come back for Y long A-G-S, no yation. Either one works. Foundation, F-O-U-N-G-S. I think we already covered that one. Patient, P long A, S-H-T, patience, like a squeeze. Okay, perpendicular, P-E-R-P-D. Okay, I'm going to stop there and read you now your sentences. And again, if you don't like a brief, feel free to write it out. Here we go. Ready? Evidently, he is shy. I went to the foundation for help. The interrogatory will begin shortly. Dad was a lieutenant in the service. David can manipulate better than anyone. The manipulation lasted 2 years. I wish he were a mechanic. They sent Mark to negotiate. The negotiation is coming along. There is no foundation for that statement. Please be patient. We are trying. The cars were perpendicular with the pole. Okay, and again, feel free to go back and practice those if if there's one or two that you don't know and you need extra practice. Okay, I'm going to give you, we are almost done here with our time. I'm going to give you one more drill. This is the is, his, as drill. Okay, here we go. His gun is that, as good. His car is this, as if. His job is done as blue. His hat is there as bright. His lid is quiet as tall. His cup is here as long. His alibi is going as cool. His turn is taking as bright. His luck is saying as smart. His plan is doing as lucky. His case is pretty as strong. His trial is tired as mild. He cleaned his room. What is the time now? His hair is brown. Is this note clear? His ideas are good. His home is in Texas. I can't run as fast. He tries as hard as I. I am as lucky as he is. This book is his. His test is perfect. His eyes were shut. Here is his bus now. The sea is just as deep. The sun is as bright today. As to that, I don't know. Is that all there is? Where is his bike? What is his age? Give him his pencil. There is his taxicab. The sky is as blue there. The case is as hard as many. He is as quiet as a mouse. Is this his jacket? Here is his book. Where is his car? What is his motive? Is his dad home now? Is that his sister? She is as good as gold. Joe is as tall as his dad. As for me, I voted yes. And that concludes our drill class for the 200 speed. Have a great day.